Oh, hello.
Eat anything all day, and then you wolf down 2 giant burritos. It's like the closest you can get to a rejuvenation potion, like Skyrim or something.
You found it in the deepest, darkest part of a dungeon.
Yes, be amazing. Just all the health potions in video game just being like chicken sandwiches.
Yes, hello, Soul Kitty. Hello, Jurassic Sunset.
More derps.
And
yes.
Sir Edward.
So many derps.
A lot of derps. Sorry for the delay, Ren. We do the stream Sunday, then podcast Monday, and then stream again on Tuesday, and both require complete teardowns of like the mics and stuff. And I got home with 45 minutes to eat and tear down and rebuild. So
yeah, he came home and immediately started belittling me. It was awful.
Yeah, well, that's daily.
He's got to tear down the mics.
Now, I only have 4 mic stands, but I need 5, but one's for a camera. And we need all 4 for the podcast, so I have to move them up and down and up and down and up and down every other week. So,
Derpy fighter jet. Jurassic, why? That's not okay. Derp, 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 derp. That's what a fighter jet noise makes. And then they go derp. Like those are the derp missiles. Am I satisfying you, Jurassic? That's the derp jet going up. And she exploded and she doesn't know what went wrong.
Something's goofy there. My one shortcut key for recording didn't work. So I wasn't paying attention to you.
I'm glad. It's for the best.
Okay.
I was trying to please Jurassic.
Oh, that's hard.
Yes.
I'll have to play around with why that wasn't working, but anyway.
Yes,
so I played a lot of Ace Combat and Project Wingman. I haven't played an Ace Combat game since I think 5. That was like what, PlayStation 2? I can't remember.
I'm good, Jurassic. I'm full of burrito right now.
Yeah, it's a little brighter. So, all right. Hey, Mike, want to take over? That's a Mike question.
Yes, and my response was burrito.
Oh, you got another voice impression though. That just reminds me of the old Pratt follow where a character opens a door and a host of people spill in. Oh yeah, that's how all streams work.
It's a beef and bean burrito, essentially. But I got okay. Highway to the derpy zone. Flying.
I just realized that, yeah, too.
To the derpy zone.
He's the background music.
Well, I'm fulfilling Sunset's request. I'm not going crazy. They're asking for strange things.
No, chat doesn't exist. I don't know what you're looking at.
Just madness. Hey, John.
I did. I got stupid face too. I did get a little bit done on this on the side. What did I do on this side? I can't remember. Oh, I did the keyframes for this shot. So that's the keyframes are kind of good. She's like no.
I think Chad took offense. You saying they didn't exist?
Wow, Argo. No, I know you exist, but Michael doesn't. So,
oh man, my
trying
stomach just growled hard.
Okay, we got a stupid face. What? Give me a horse. The Jurassic Man. Where are you? You're the one that did that, right? Yes. Michael, I think you might have psychosis. There's no chat and no stream, as chat says. So.
Yes.
Yeah, she's even she's calling it into question.
She's like, "Are you real?" Because I know I'm real. It's like I move, therefore I am.
Get my horse, Jurassic. Oh yeah, there's no light on that shot. Yep. Just that little bit more.
Well,
there.
Good job, Jurassic.
Derpy.
Derpy Stupid Face number 247.
Yeah, I would think we're getting to that point. How many streams have there been? Like what, 700 and something? And there's probably that many derpies that I've loaded at some point.
I have lots of derpies.
Okay. So we have derpy. What is derpy gonna do? I fart, therefore I smell. Okay.
I'll turn that off. Turn that down.
Okay, yeah, you're fired. You're getting
fired.
calls at work. This derpy, I did notice that her right eye always looks forward, while her left eye is only off.
Well, one eye is going to be off while the other one's not.
That's not how she works.
She's got to be looking in some direction. She can't just have both eyes looking the wrong way.
They could.
Yeah, but then... I mean...
You could.
I feel like she would adjust.
If you can survive with the one being off, why could you not have both of them being off?
One of them has to be able to focus. Otherwise, you're essentially just blind. She's not. She can see well enough.
See, I know. Okay, I think I know. I know what we're gonna do. Crash. Michael, you missed a chance to get an extended warranty in your car.
Anytime I see a phone call from Kentucky, I'm pretty sure it's just spam or whatever.
I used to always do if it's a spam call, I just don't answer it. But now I think about half the spam calls I've gotten now are actually like legitimate things that just phones nowadays are like, if you're getting a phone call, it's got to be spam.
Yeah.
Like, who actually uses a phone?
Well, it's become a boy who cried wolf situation for phones. Because you're so used to the idea that every call that you don't have or saved to your phone is spam. But who knows? Maybe my great aunt was trying to call me. I'll never know.
Okay, so whatever is under brick is not happy. Hello, Matt. Hello, Sunset. I don't know if I said hi to you. Okay, well, I saved Derpy, so Derpy's here. How can I find... I think... I'm trying another way.
You should put her in that tube.
Put her in the what?
In the little poo noodle. I saw a poo noodle.
That's not a pool noodle.
Oh,
That is a fabric roll.
If you put her in there and she could be like a dirt burrito, can you roll up that fabric roll and have her roll inside of it? Because that sounds like a lot of work.
Okay, well, I found the model that was broken. Brick pavement.
Bricks are too
Wonderful.
expensive.
So many of those floating around. I feel at some point I just need to like call it good and just purge my entire SFM, start from scratch.
No, all the ponies.
Well, I can re-download them and stuff,
The ones
but
that still exist. You have a lot of stuff that doesn't exist anywhere anymore.
I kept most of them. Derpy wants to be attention.
Yes, she is sinking into the ground. She's not happy about this.
Neither is she. Taking her thunder. Like, oh, Fluttershy, who do you hate?
No. She's just jealous.
You sure? Yeah.
Her animals like Derpy more. than her. All Derpy does is like exist. Doesn't even feed them. Forgot to feed her own pet. Fluttershy has to do it.
Okay, let's see if I'm just gonna load up something else here. We're gonna do like that. Let's see. Oh, you know what?
I don't like the idea that you're grabbing a bunch of rocks. It's upsetting. You were just having the heckiest time.
Like I said, there's just so many models that I have that are just corrupted over time or something. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them were SFM used to be years ago on a hard drive that had disk failures going on, and some of the bits got corrupted for renders. It probably corrupted other stuff, and I've just been running it like that forever. Because I think everything I just copy pasted over, so if there was something busted, it just copied with it busted.
If you verify the integrity of a lot of the game caches these stuff are from,
no, it's only going to check the original game files. It's not going to know about any of the other crap I downloaded.
Yeah, but are they just accessing the folders for like Counter-Strike and TF2? And
no,
stuff?
It's the SFM folder, but it only checks the original files, nothing I added. And I think 2/3 of SFM right now is things I've added. Okay, Derpy.
No crashing.
Okay, Derpy, we're just gonna deal with you here. Okay, so
Burrito ponies are cute. Can you just find a burrito and just stick her in it? Yeah, dirt burrito. Where'd she go?
she's around, don't worry about it. Okay, where are
I
you?
feel like I should be concerned. Oh, what happened? She fell over.
Probably grab everything. Oh no, not everything. I do have to grab it non. Oh no. Okay. Where Derpy's over there. Come on, Derpy.
Why did she fall over? Oh, where's she going?
She's fine.
She doesn't look fine. That's a pretty cute pose. Wait, what happened to her face? This is a Picasso painting. Oh no.
What happened to Derpy?
Why you do this? What have you done?
Derpy. She's happy. See, she's happy.
She's in pain. Her face isn't supposed to move like that. Oh, that's not better. Now she's not happy anymore.
You know what? We're just gonna go with it.
You've done. No. The rest of the pose was pretty cute, but then her face was hurt.
Okay.
She looks like she's not doing well. Oh, that's what's happening. That's kind of cool.
There we go.
I drank my drink.
Okay, there she goes. Okay. So we have Derpy. Where'd Derpy go?
She's back underground again. She doesn't like you. You're hiding.
No, okay, so there's Derpy.
Yes.
Okay, so she's over there. And she comes in, she's like, oh, boom.
No, for her poor pony face.
It's just smack. See, that's what happened.
You gotta fix it. You gotta fix it, Doc.
It's like, are you okay, Derby? Ooh.
No. Poor Derpy.
She wants to go back. She left.
She flew away. She's fine. Her face will sort itself out.
Okay, we'll fix Derpy.
Yay! Oh. Well, she looks upset and a little stroked out. Poor Derpy. She looks like she's in so much pain.
There.
It's better.
See, she's okay now.
I don't know that. Okay, her face still says pain.
Well, you didn't say stop the pain. Well, I think
you've made it worse.
No, I think it's close enough. Okay.
Definitely got a black eye. She looks like she's in so much pain. Why you being bad?
Where's she going? There she goes. She's fine. She's that's what happens. She's like, she goes smack, and then she's
That's what somebody's face looks like after they've been laying there not moving for about a week.
There. Okay, I fixed it.
That is better. Her snoot is better, but her eye is still very messed up.
What am I looking for there?
Oh. Cute. Oh, yes. Much better. That eye is still wrong. I mean, I like the snoot now. Oh. Now she just looks like she's like, I have my
Michael, I'm in pain.
Yes, I see that.
I would.
Yes, you ran into a building. You'll be okay. She's still stretched out like a cat.
Derpy, where does it hurt? It hurt everywhere.
You take that horse to the hospital right now.
Okay. Well, we'll give it medical treatment.
No. Why are you
I
bad?
forgot I have the button for that. Here, hold on. This
No.
there, it took a second. She's fine now. See, and then she goes to the hospital.
Okay. As long as she's okay.
She goes to the hospital.
Okay. Well,
Did it fix her eyes, at least? What it was, I had grabbed or imported a different model, and it was a different.
It's Rainbow Dash.
No, it was from Twilight.
Really?
Doors. And
yes.
I think some of the flexes for like mouth were different, and so it just kind of put him in a weird place. But she's fine. She's no problems. I like the idea though that just
see it.
she just comes flapping in.
Yes.
Chiropractic treatment. Yeah. It was clearing out the cartilage a little bit, the air bubbles. All right, see you later, Jurassic. I think the satisfied stupid face a little bit. Well, yeah, the loaded bit, but all right, I'm gonna put that in there. Let's see. We have. Make sure I miss anything. Anybody who needs to get a hold of me can leave a message. I'll get back as soon as I remember where I left the phone. SMM is not having it today. No, it's just that specific model that was causing the problems. I always pick up unknown numbers because maybe someone I know had to use someone else's phone. Well, then they leave a message. And then if I immediately get a voicemail after a call, I'll usually check that. If it's some automated thing, then screw it.
I never check my messages. Like ever. I assume that they're all messages left by machines.
Yeah, but because I do have some that go through saying they're spam and they're not, it's a good idea to check.
The only thing that I'll see every time
another
without
stupid face.
fail is a text message, unless it comes from you, and then it never reaches me.
It's another gun. A second stupid face. What can we do for that one?
Oh yeah, it's another stupid face.
Derpy after eating a poison joke muffin. Well, isn't that what we just did?
Well, that's just derpy after eating a poison joke muffin.
Yeah, but we can load in another
derpy. Fantastic.
Debris.
Derpy.
My finger off by one.
That house is a derpy.
Okay, we got Derpy, and if she was in poison joke,
her eyes would be straight, and she'd be wearing glasses
and socks, right?
and socks and a hoodie, and she'd be wrapped inside of a burrito. that is a very
from Pyro Land, apparently.
That's a burrito. It's a breakfast burrito, but it counts. Like a big.
Or I make her small.
She is already small horse.
Where'd burrito go?
Oh,
there's a burrito.
Oh, that's a big burrito.
Oh, wait, it's all over there. There we go. So we got the burrito. Okay. Oops. There we go. A little more. Okay. Now we got burrito.
Yes.
And now we
looks
have
very
to make
tasty.
it pony burrito.
It's very tasty looking for a low poly burrito.
I'm going to do this first.
Man, you know what would be amazing?
Oh, yeah. That doesn't work that way.
Homemade breakfast burritos. For like supper.
We have tortillas.
Yeah, but we got lots of like taco stuff for those still.
Okay, so now we need to do
It's pork though.
there. Wait, with that? Up, it didn't. Good. I thought I might scale it up. Okay, so we got that, and then we need to do those, and there, and there, and there. Okay. Actually, I probably don't need that one, actually. Okay.
Yay.
A little blood in.
Just have her like
So, oh my god, that's a lot of dancings.
have like her. No, why are you stretching her?
Because I'm making a pony burrito.
Yeah, well, like just have her wings stick out. Like, don't deform the poor horse.
Hey, this is what you wanted. Shut up. Getting what you wanted.
I like the idea of her just being comfortably wrapped in the burrito and her hugging her like a warm blanket. But it's a burrito.
Or
It's lewd. Got big burrito butt.
so what happens when you eat too many burrito? Okay. So there's that. Then we gotta get that. Get the tail back there.
It's good that you're enjoying this kite. This is your stupid face after all. This is apparently what
I'm not
happens.
torturing Derpy. I'm making her a new thing.
She ate the poison joke muffin, and now this is what happened.
Yeah, so she become
Was-
Derpito. Did you see AZ posted an update on the Derpomination?
Yes, he apparently has been sewing it together in a manner that kind of looks like the human centipede.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit.
kind of what I picked up on, which is absolutely horrifying. He said he didn't get any sleep, and I can only imagine why.
Okay. So we have the burrito muffin. We can probably do better with the head, though.
No, she just has to say, "I am the Derprito." No. You're not.
There she goes. Where's her back? So okay.
Make sure it doesn't get in the food. Come on.
Yeah, it's OSHA violation.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay, so she goes. He's a burrito.
Is he gonna announce her presence?
Yes. Now we're gonna.
It's very important. No, she's at the Derprito.
No,
Not burrito, it's Derprito.
no, because I don't see this thing saying it correctly.
It will.
No, and it's more funny because Derpy's just stupid, and she just says and it's like I always like making all of her words pronounce everything, so not it's I am. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing that.
I am a burrito. I am a burrito. I am a burrito.
Who is that? That's not even Derpy.
Yeah, this
I am a
program takes a few
burrito.
tries on Derpy.
I am a burrito.
Oh yeah, it's 2.8 minutes of dialogue to base off of her.
Yeah.
It does a pretty good job, but
I
takes
am
a
a
few tries.
burrito.
That's pretty good.
I am a burrito.
Oh, that sounded like a Muppet.
I am a burrito.
It's like if Kermit was trying to be Derpy.
I am a burrito. I am a burrito. I am.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one. That one's pretty good.
I believe you. No, you don't eat Derpy. That's awful. I mean, just because she's a burrito. She was already made of food and nobody ate her before.
She was?
Yeah, like, meat is food.
This is really the next stage of evolution.
Yes.
Have these sound like the voices of boys. Yeah, well, it's kind of the way she was originally.
I kind of feel like they mixed in some of the that original recording.
Oh, it might have been.
So-
and
so
that would cause, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah. I hope they didn't do that, but it kind of sounds like they did. So sometimes you get voice lines that sound a lot like that original recording.
That makes no sense, because that's like, then why, if you're doing an AI voice, just throw in all the voice lines of anybody in one big burrito.
Into one big burrito. No, I've been doing that a lot, and it does like get a lot of the boy audio. I thought she had more than two and a half minutes of like dialogue in the show, though. There was the one episode where she talked a lot, and then there was like a few episodes where she talked some. But maybe I'm wrong. She didn't talk nearly enough. I know that for sure.
Okay. So we're going to give her some quick lip syncing.
I
Yeah, for those who don't know, when Tabitha St. Germain first did the voice for Derpy in the original recording, she thought Derpy was a boy, so she recorded it as such.
I I am
And they
a
re-recorded it
burrito.
later for various reasons.
It's too early. It's right there.
I am a burrito.
It's kind of creepy that you can see the eggs and stuff through her mouth because you didn't pull her head far enough forward.
Okay.
It doesn't really mean Stripper was almost. She was always written as a mare, but Tabitha St. Germain didn't know that, so she recorded it as a boy. But only in the original recording that was kind of tossed out. I just like that original recording, just because Rainbow Dash says her actual name, and no one of you will ever tell me different. Derpy burrito. Yes, thank you for the derpies in that one.
Derpy burrito.
He's concentrating very hard right now on creating the derpy burrito.
Yeah, that's why sometimes it's just doing the lip syncing without the puppeteering is better. Okay, and then I just gotta go to level 2.
Oh, more derpies. Thank you, Soul Kitty.
I am a burrito.
I am a burrito.
Okay, and now grab her head.
I am a burrito.
There we go.
I am a burrito.
He has become burrito.
Okay, and then
So now you know what Poison Joke does to Derpy.
I am a burrito.
I just like the idea of her going through town. Just being like, I am a burrito.
Burrito.
Yes.
there we go. Those two, I'll be about there. Okay, and then oops. What is? Oh, it's I can't move her. I have to move the burrito.
Of course.
Do I have to unlock the hair first? Okay, now I can.
She is one with the burrito now. Oh, she's leaving stuff behind.
Everything should be locked to burrito. What is not locked to burrito?
Oh no, even more stuff is staying behind now.
Oh, I know what it was. It's gone.
I hope the kitty comes back now that the winter's over.
The cat outside?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been out already.
Cool. I look forward to it.
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
So now she's a burrito and she's moving.
She got talking.
Oh. I am a burrito. I am a burrito.
Look at those walking skills.
Yes, that's some
I
good.
am a
Does some good
burrito.
animation.
It's kind of sideways a little bit.
Burrito.
Oh, it's fine. She's got bigger problems.
Oh.
She is part cooked ground sausage, so that is problematic.
It's like, oh Lord, she coming.
No.
I am a burrito.
No.
She's already off.
She's got an itch she's trying to get.
Yes. See, this was an amazing idea. I am very proud of this one.
She is a burrito, though.
She is a burrito.
Like a burrito.
Voice impression? I gotta do the voice impression of a cow. Okay. Moo. Moo. Hey, wanna go skateboards?
What's your motivation?
I wish to become not a hamburger. I wish to go skateboards.
Skateboarding cow?
Yes, I want to go skateboards.
That does sound like a good cow.
Moo. Moo. Moo, 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 moo. Moo, 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 moo. There you go. I was a pretty good cow. I get that ref.
Awesome.
Thank you, so at least somebody's cool and hip.
Moo, I say moo.
Moo, I say.
That's from Fallout, right? I think.
Yes, Fallout 2.
Darling. Awesome. Darling.
Okay, so I think we can blend this a little bit. I wanted to get some of the keyframes done on the side, and I did it. Actually, it was Saturday. We were it was after gaming with some of the with Nolan and some of the Nolan and Silver and him and Theo. We did some of that. And then,
I actually did good at Halo for a change.
Yes, and I know you're going to explain why.
Because I'm magic.
No.
Because
That's the reason you brought it up. You're just all excited because you fixed something and want to share it with everybody.
No, I was just happy to be good at Halo. The reasons for it can be left a mystery.
Well, I was down here playing with the cable.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, they used to do with the old Halo where it's like while you're playing, you could unplug the network cable and it basically would give you like a couple seconds before it would kick you as host. But in that time, you could just kill a bunch of people because they stopped moving or were consistently moving. And then you just plug it back in quick and you just keep doing that. And you could play with the network and just murder everybody. It was kind of stupid. I don't think that's a thing anymore, but I think they've improved on the network code.
No, I knew back in Counter-Strike, they would basically have people who would very intentionally have high latency, so they would be super janky for other people to shoot, but it made it easier for them or something. It was very annoying.
Darling. Awesome. Darling.
Because he'd just be bouncing all over the screen. That horse is cute.
I feel like her positioning here kind of feels pulled back. Let's see if there's something I can do here.
He's very blue. Did you ever notice that?
Rarity?
No.
I mean, her eyes are blue. Yeah, there's a little bit right there too.
Yeah, it was just blue.
Oh.
She's not very blue though.
No, she's got quite a bit of blue.
That's some purples. It's a type of blue.
Oh, I need to, I think, mark where these are again. This is rarities. Marks. Is it just two? Two?
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got except for this. That's all I really needed. So,
2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2
Great Time Scott made the ASDF movies. Yes, he did.
Yes. You want to go skateboards? That was that reference. You got it.
Darling, 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 darling.
She just doesn't know where to look.
You want, or you just a bite Rainbow on the nose. These are what
With these,
Yo, no. Got the big jumps.
it's the apple chomps. She probably has very strong teeth.
It's for chomping fruit. You gotta have strong teeth for chomping fruit.
I think that's fine. Oh, I actually need to lock her front legs here too before I round. Doesn't really matter, I think, but no, it's not.
It's okay. Unfortunately, these butts don't wiggle like the old butts used to wiggle.
No, they don't. They don't wiggle. Oh my god, the old butts.
They were so much fun. Just watch you animating and just there'd be butt wiggles everywhere. It was great. I miss that.
Yeah, you just grab something and like wobble all over. I don't even think these have jiggle bones in the butt anymore.
They have them in the cheeks. I didn't notice that.
The cheeks have, I don't know why they have their jiggle bones, but they do have uses. I actually know the butt bones I have used before.
You broke your butt bone.
Yeah. In this one. To get her to actually sit on that chair correctly, I actually did grab the butt jiggle bones and pull them significantly down to try to flatten the butt. Because without it, we literally just kind of like have this dip to this small little point and then again. But this is the only way to get it perfectly flat, or flattish.
The protective pony platoons were formed.
So I think, yeah, I mean, you can barely see it, but it would basically help prevent light passage. And I think also in her jump.
It was a very cute rainbow.
Yeah, when she's jumping too.
And wonder.
I needed to make sure her butt was actually hitting the ground.
Look at her being adorable.
Aerial performers were chosen to help commemorate this auspicious
That's why I like
occasion.
Rainbow as a character. She's still kind of a kid.
Darling, some ice.
Okay, so during this transition, she probably is going to need to dip a little bit.
So Kitty, he G5'd her.
You flat the curved. I did because the butt was too pointy. You have a voice impression.
The jiggle bone's connected to the butt bone. The butt bone's connected to the tailbone. Tailbone's connected to the horse bone. Now you know all the horse bone. Bum. That's how it goes, pretty sure. It's just the butt bone, the jiggle bone, and then the horse bone.
I'm going to bring that in a little bit faster. There we go. Yeah, I gotta relock those.
Every time I think of that song, I just imagine a bunch of skeletons doing the can-can. It's a lot of fun.
You were raised in a weird state.
So guys, what do you think? New models versus the old models? I want the chat's opinion, because we just saw the old models.
Oh, the final video of something?
No, I'm, like these models compared to like the one you used for the Rainbow Dash and the 1, 2, 3 video. Testing 1, 2, 3. That was what it is.
I think they both have their purposes.
I'm torn. But I like these ones personally. I do like these ones a little better, because they have a smoother appearance and they seem more refined. But the older ones kind of seemed a little bit more cartoony, I guess. I don't know. I could take or leave either one, I guess. But I do like these ones slightly more. The wings on Rainbow Dash are definitely way better on this model.
I like the facial features that are added are nice, and actually it's, well, no, I wouldn't even call it that it's added. I actually feel the other models kind of had probably more options for manipulating, but they were kind of just useless and watered down things when this focuses more on the useful ones. I don't like having tons of options because I'm sitting there trying to nitpick of like which of these three flexes that are almost identical are better. Just give me what I need and I'm done.
The facial animations that's the biggest advantage of these models, I think. They're just smoother, rounder, more polygons. These seem to be smoother, but there's an aesthetic to the jiggle butt. It's a fair point you're making, Sunset. We need to ask if we can get jiggle butts added to these models, and there'd be no reason to ever go back.
Why is that important?
The chat thinks it's important.
I feel like there's self-interest in here.
No.
Maybe.
It was fun. Because it was fun just to watch a scene and just going crazy and me getting this knowing grin.
Okay, we're going to churn that a bit. And that looks better. Something was a little too twisted. Let's take it a little bit, but so it feels a little bit weird, but I think it's her neck that's just turned too much. I'm gonna unturn her neck and turn her head more. I think I just had too much neck turn and not enough head turn. Also, I haven't actually checked to see if it's... I shouldn't have affected those, or I shouldn't have played with some of these other ones.
I don't think I can turn my head and not turn my neck. I don't think it's possible.
No, but horses have a little bit more. Michael.
Yeah. Oh, that's good smart. She's like, hey, Rarity, wanna go eat marshmallows? Rarity's like, that's cannibalism.
That's an innuendo?
No. Rainbow doesn't even like Rarity like that.
How do you know?
Because she's like, every time she goes into Rarity's shop, Rarity tries to like put a dress on her, and she's like, no.
Maybe she likes it, but she's just her pride's in the way.
It's pretty much the whole thing with the spa. She likes the spa. She likes to be like cleaned. Because you gotta clean your horse.
You gotta clean your horse?
Clean the horse.
Where did you learn that?
Probably watching Jay. I have one thing that Jay did that's forever stuck in my head. He played one of those old My Little Pony Flash games. And there's where I think Applejack.
Applejock?
Applejock.
Is that her Rule 63
Yes.
version?
No, it was called Applejack Foot Doctor. Are you at all aware of like how horrible some of those Flash games were?
Well, I know there was the like Twilight pregnant one.
Yeah, there was that one he did, but he also did one called Applejack Foot Doctor, where she just gets like beaten up by trees, and you have to like take the splinters out and heal her wounds and stuff. And just him screaming the line, "Wash your horse, wash your horse." He's like taking a big old scrub brush and scrubbing down Applejack. That's what I miss about Flash. Like, those were great. They were garbage. They were absolute garbage, but that was what made them amazing. And now you just can't go to the websites and play them anymore. Like,
There's workarounds.
there's workarounds, but nobody's going to go through the effort for, like, old MLP Flash games.
Yeah, sure, the bronies are pretty dedicated.
If somebody could get, like, a collection of them put together, that would be cool. But half the fun was just because these companies would just make random garbage Flash games for whatever was popular at the time. So every once in a while you would get a new like garbage Flash game on one of these like sites, and they were just so much fun to like bring up on a stream and play. Like, does Flashpoint actually let you load it up through the browser, or do you have to like download it and then load it into the thing? Because if you have to download it and then load it into the program, it's a bit of a pain.
Okay. So I don't think I can animate it well enough. It is the effort estimate animation, the jumping off of the train scene from the start of Final Fantasy VII, but with MLP. I actually had started the beginning of Final Fantasy VI, just as a fun little thing. Having when they're playing Tifa's theme while running in the snow towards Narsh.
Yeah, they kind of did that for the opening of one of the anthologies, if I remember.
No, I don't think they did that one. No, I don't know.
It was like, no, wait, I'm thinking of the fact that they redid Final Fantasy VII. It's not 7, but 6 in its entirety with ponies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a playable game. That's what I'm thinking of.
Seen something with that.
Yeah, I think it's finished. You can play the entirety of Final Fantasy VI, but with ponies as the characters.
What I mean by animate it well enough is everything I've learned by watching you Argo. Yeah, you probably need more than that. It's that. I think the hardest thing about actually doing that first scene is the jump. It would take a good bit of time, but it wouldn't be that bad. It's just that intro was about.
It's a few minutes long.
It was about showing off 3D. So it was one of the first games on PlayStation, wasn't it?
It was one of the super earliest.
Yeah. And so the whole thing with that is they wanted to show, look what we can do with this engine now. And it wasn't, I mean, all that was pre-rendered cutscene, but that was still a new thing. So they're like, we could be so cinematic, and then how they could build that into the 3D of Cloud jumping off was just, back then, just a cool, it was a great intro because it was just nothing like that existed beforehand. But
it was real impressive towards the end what they could do with the PS1 game with that console, because Final Fantasy IX ended up showing off really what that console was capable of, and the cutscenes in 8.
Well,
holy heck.
Yeah, but cutscenes are just pre-rendered things.
Yeah.
So that's 8 and 9's cutscenes to me were now more special than 7's, because 7's was just special because it was just a new thing. But they definitely upped their game for how they utilized the 3D part of the actual game itself.
Yeah. Think about console games. Squeeze every tiny bit of RAM out of the game. Right.
And hello, Akaku. Hello, welcome. I think I'm gonna put Rainbow Dash like down a little bit more.
That's what we should have you do first streams. Just play all those old MLP Flash games. It'd be fun.
Or next locked. No.
Yeah. No, I already knew the answer.
Some awesome. Some awesome.
I remember one of those Flash games where it just had a short cut scene at the very beginning with Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle kissing, and then Rainbow Dash left. Like, I'm leaving you for, I think it was Rarity. And then Twilight was just left with the baby. Like, those Flash games were crazy.
Mike, are you going to do a Maritime Bay stream? Yeah, we'll be doing that, but he lied. It doesn't come out tomorrow.
I didn't lie. I was just stupid. It's different.
No, it doesn't. It comes out next. The not this 27th, the following 27th.
Yes, it comes out May 27th.
Awesome.
I got all excited too, Nolan. But we gotta wait another 4 weeks.
He's lying to you.
Yeah.
He just wants to get it for himself. He wants to play the whole thing.
And the mayor's infected his brain. Oh yeah, that goes without saying. Wait, is it Maritime Bay or Maritime Bay? It's Maritime
whatever.
Bay.
It's Maritime Bay. I'm pretty sure.
It's a horse bun.
The only thing I did not like about Final Fantasy VIII is the junction system. I thought the junction system was cool.
You can't use any of the magic.
But the problem I always had with it was anytime there's a new magic, you would just sit there and draw for like ever. It was you spend all your time just drawing until you get to max, and then you want to keep it for stat boost, so you'd really never use it.
You never use it.
And so it felt like a neat system, but it had some pretty big drawbacks. I thought it was a good game, but it's probably one that I have played one of the least in terms, like, from 4 through, I can say play at least, obviously 4 through 10, because after that's when I kind of stopped like being obsessed with JRPGs, because a lot of the, like, I played 4 multiple times, 6 multiple times, 7 multiple times, 8 I think I only played like 1.5 times. 9 I played twice. 10 I played 3 times. 15 I've played 3 times, I think.
Really? That's a long game.
I know I played it through twice completely, and I think I also did a partial of another third.
I never killed the turtle.
I've killed the turtle twice. Turtle is annoying.
Yeah, I heard it's not super hard. It's just you better have your day. Your schedule better be clear for whatever day.
Well, it's not even that exciting too, because after a while it's just literally you go and punch it in the face a bunch and then whatever, and then, but if you have you can do some stuff to make it so that Titan comes in and helps you.
Yeah.
And there is a specific animation for him just to fight the tortoise. Does I know he has 2 animations, then he has 1 for tortoise. See if I can find it. Yeah, this is the special one.
It's a big turtle.
Yeah, so it's just specifically for fighting turtle, because they know exactly where it's going to be.
Yeah.
They just punch it right in the face.
The turtle's just shaking it off like, hey, jerk. Oh, he dodged that one. Oh, gonna bite. Oh. You're just gonna punch a turtle and then just leave? Is that what he does?
No.
Oh, he's gonna throw dirt in his face.
No, now he's got it. Yeah, it's pocket sand.
He's just pulling a Dale Gribble.
We're gaining ground, but there's still a long way to go.
So yeah, it was. I just like that he comes over and then just punches it in the head face a whole bunch.
And just leaves. Just up, punch a turtle, and then runs off. What's the?
That's what all the summons do.
Yeah, but like, you can't just go punching turtles.
Yeah, my favorite whole thing with Final Fantasy 15 was scale, felt, legit. Like, big things felt big, and they felt enormous. The summons popping up would, like, take up the entire map.
Some awesome. Some awesome. Some awesome.
I think the one thing about that, though, is you didn't decide when the summons showed up. The summons did.
No, when you got low in health, they would show up. I can't remember the trick with it, but I basically had it down to a science where I could just like get them to summon every time. It's basically just getting low on health and some other situation. Yep, that was the issue. Every time you ran into a new magic, you would have to draw it. I prefer the MP system. Yeah, the MP system was better because it felt like you could really play with that a lot more and manipulate it. Well, the draw system had that feel at the beginning, but then it just felt like a grind. And after you learn the trick in Final Fantasy VIII, where you can get the second best weapon in the game before you leave the first island, and you can get the Lionheart before the end of Disc 1. I would just do that every time I played. And so I would spend like 15 hours just to get the super OP weapon. Like, you're fighting Ifrit with the second best weapon in the game. And it was just, I spent so many hours just farming those. But it feels like when you know how to do it, then you're like, well, if I don't do that, I'm wasting some potential.
That's why I like the system in 9 that kind of forced you to use certain armor and weapons for a while, because you would equip a weapon and that weapon would have skills with it, and then as you use the weapon, you would get those skills to the point where you kept it even after you unequipped the weapon. But it forced you to like, oh yeah, I got this new weapon. Oh, but I haven't finished learning the previous weapon yet. I need to finish it before I move on. So I liked that system just for like keeping diversity, because if I got the best weapon at the game at the beginning of the game, then I'm never going to use anything else, and that's kind of boring.
Well, it was not an easy thing to do. In 8, you had to like farm a specific card multiple times, because if you get a certain amount of it, you could convert it into a item that you're not normally supposed to get until the end game. Yeah. But it was a rare card from a very specific person, so it took this like long time to go through it to do it. And the game was set up to where you could buy the books for recipes, but you didn't need the book. If you had the items, it would just let you do it. Yeah. So as long as you knew how to make the Lionheart previously, you could make it then. The only reason the Lionheart came by the end of Disc 1 was it requires you get the Adamantoise skin, and you had to like walk way away from your normal path to find them on a beach, and it was only much further in the game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I didn't really like it that much. 15, I felt like it wasn't overly complicated with the weapons either, but that they were fine. You couldn't really customize too much, but it kind of felt a little old school in terms of how things were equipped, which was kind of nice too, like equipping like accessories and whatever. I think 7 probably had the coolest materia, like that whole materia system, and I am super happy that when they did the 7 remake, they basically didn't touch it. Yeah. Like, it was just the exact same system. I was waiting for them to be like, look, now we got this giant round grid, and you could put the material on there, and I was just waiting for them to mess it up. And nope, it was identical. Like, oh, thank God. Oh, they did that remake so good.
Now, I enjoyed putting, like, quad magic and, like, you put certain things together in 7 just the right way, and it would make things super OP. And as a kid, I remember doing that and being like, I figured out the most amazing combination ever. Like, just quad magic with like Knights of the Round, and then just have everybody casting Mimic over and over again, so they all also cast Knights of the Round like 4 times. It was great. It was a magic day for me as a kid. I would say 7's probably the one I've played through the most. Easy. I haven't played the new one, though. The remake.
You watched me play it, though. So.
Yeah, I watched you play it, and I kind of already know. But at the same time, if you really want to experience Final Fantasy VII for the first time, that's not the one to play, in my opinion.
No. Well, I think that once the game's... Well, no, they're taking it a whole unique direction. That's the only thing with the remake I didn't like, is that they definitely are going to make it its own. As far as I can tell, it's going to be the normal story, but where it's a very... it's like a different timeline from the original, and that these things are trying to get the timeline back to normal, and because which they've kind of already had an implication of with how it ended. So where like the world is, everything has already happened, and now we're fighting to keep it the way it was instead of worse or something. It's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I joined the system in 11, but I was talking about magic specifically for an 8, and in 15 I kind of liked going out to scavenging mana areas. Oh yeah, with 15, yeah, I never really did magic much in 15, but in 15 the magic could be beastly powerful if you did it right and you got it like leveled up. I think when I stopped playing the first time, I'd basically done everything, and I had everybody was super OP, but level wise, like the grid, I think I had almost everything. So yeah, you can be super powerful. I did do it where I did I think it was like 12 million experience or something. I farmed out for like hours and hours in these 2 Malraux, and then built up stupid amount of experience, then went and changed it in all in at once. And I was like level 108 whatever. It's soft capped at 100, because after 100 the experience needs go up stupidly high.
I think I was the only one of the two of us who played 11.
I think I played like a demo of it, and I played 14 for a little bit when I had it for free.
I played it for nearly 2 years, never finished it, only got to like level 30. I don't recommend it. It was kind of broken. It was fun. It was one of the super early MMOs, one of those abbreviations.
MMOs.
But it had problems. I heard later that they fixed some of the problems, but I was turned off of the game long before it happened. And I don't think they even support it anymore, so I think all the servers are gone. I don't think you can even play Final Fantasy 11 anymore.
No, I think you can. The 14 and 11, I believe, have been running together. There's not as many people. 14 also sucked when it first came out. It was so bad they took it out of development for a year to fix it, and then it came back as one of the best out there.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sure they fixed it at this point by the time but when I played 11, I was in college. That was when I was in college. That was quite a while ago. Because I'm old now. I was so excited for 11. Like, a Final Fantasy game where I'm playing with tons of other people. Like, that's gonna be the best thing ever. And then it was just a grind. That's all it was.
Well, yeah, that's what MMOs are, though.
It was more of you couldn't go out of the first area without being in a well-organized group. That's how much of a grind it is. Like, I played World of Warcraft for about, I want to say, probably at least somewhere around 5 years. And you could at least go out and do things on your own in that game. You could farm materials, something. Final Fantasy 11, if you wanted to do anything outside of just mining in like the level 1 mines, you had to do it in an organized group. So,
like, I played Perfect World for about a year, and that game was a very pay-to-win game, but that was a game that if you wanted to just do something, there was always something to do. Like, solo, and it wasn't just go for grinding. Like, there was just so many different boxes to check. I very much enjoyed that game. I just didn't like that if you wanted to actually succeed, you would have to drop like easily 4 digits in money.
Mm-hmm. Now, I remember in Final Fantasy 11, I spent days. I would spend an entire week sometimes just mining low-level ore so I could pay for that +1 item at the auction house, because without it, people wouldn't invite you into their party because the penalties for dying or wiping out was so ridiculous that taking on anybody who didn't have the absolute best equipment was too much of a risk. That's how broken that game was.
It's kind of like Gisp in RuneScape, because he's just playing for like tens of hours to gain 1 level on something.
Yeah.
What's it called? Final Fantasy, if they keep releasing new games. I have heard that so many times, and I think it was my brother-in-law that has also said that to me multiple times. Why is it Final? It's actually, if I remember, it's called Final Fantasy because when Hironobu Sakaguchi was coming up with the idea for the game, it was when Squaresoft was basically collapsing and they only had one shot left to make something that would succeed. So it was their Final Fantasy. It was, if this doesn't work, we're done. And it ended up being a huge hit, and it saved the company. So the name is fitting, just not really anymore.
I'll be right back. I'm actually just going to rest.
Darling. Darling.
No, I used to be a huge Final Fantasy fanboy, so I wrote an entire paper in school about Nobuo Uematsu, who's the original composer for the Final Fantasy series, all the way up through 9. When Hironobu Sakaguchi left, Nobuo Uematsu kind of left as well, but he broke off and he made a company called Smile Please, I believe, and then Hironobu Sakaguchi started Mistwalker, I think it was, his own development studio, and then Mistwalker went on to do Blue Dragon, and then Nobuo Uematsu, because he made his own company, could then just contract his work out. He still contracted a lot of work out to Square Enix and made a lot of Final Fantasy type stuff, but wasn't the main composer anymore. But then he also then went and worked with Hironobu Sakaguchi with Mistwalker. So I believe the Hironobu Sakaguchi actually recently came out with a new game that it was very interesting. Yeah, Fantasian. It's an MMO that he wanted to kind of go back in the way of doing things, but you'd have to look up some of these screenshots because it's a standard JRPG, but a lot of the environments are actual miniatures that they took a picture of, and you walk amongst an actual real miniature environment. So you are our 3D character on top of this literal actual 3D thing, or an actual picture of a small environment. They've done some neat stuff. He likes to kind of push boundaries on some stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work, but yeah, like this. So that's an actual little like model thing that they put together, a little diorama, and it's just neat. It was different, and it was supposedly just super pretty and very cool for that. But it's only on the Apple game store. I forgot what they call it, Apple Arcade, which kind of killed it for me. But well, hello. Aquarack, well, welcome. We're talking a bunch of Final Fantasy right now.
Darling. Darling.
Love Forkin.
Darling. Awesome.
Just AK is fine. I have one of those names too. I used to watch a lot of reaction videos, and it would be like, "Hi, blah blah blah, back with another reaction video, and today we're gonna check out Argo Damien," and like it was always a pause with a question mark. Apple Arcade has a lot of cool games, but I'm not paying a monthly subscription for mobile games. Oh, is it a monthly subscription? I thought it was just a store. Yeah. That and it's Apple. I have nothing Apple, and I refuse to buy anything Apple. Not to say they don't have good products. The M1 chip, whew, that's a good chip. I just don't like their proprietary nature of stuff. The word proprietary just pisses me off for anything. Our Dog Day Man. That's a new one. Yeah, I've been called Argentina. Aggro Demon. Okay, I've had a lot, but it's fine. It's fine. If you make a confusing name, you have to expect that people are going to say it wrong.
Darling. Awesome. Darling. Awesome. Darling.
kind of still lifts her leg a little fast here.
Darling, awesome.
That's the left front. I'm just gonna see if I can just round this a little bit and see what that does.
Darling,
Probably just don't even need to have it lift as much. Try that.
darling, awesome.
Yeah, that looks fine.
Darling,
It's very small. You can only see it lift a little bit there, but to me it's important.
darling, awesome, awesome. Darling, awesome, awesome. Apple, darling, awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here. Go a little wide.
Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome.
I very much did end up needing to use the restroom.
Hmm?
Said I very much did end up needing to use the restroom. Like, I'm gonna be right back. And I was like, oh, things moved when I did.
Awesome, awesome.
But look,
Oh wow, that's a classic.
it's an original copy.
The original copy of the first Final Fantasy,
Yep.
which is the
It's the original one. I'm actually pretty happy to have that one.
1985.
As old as I am. I mean, it's not worth that
Revision
much.
A.
It's an original copy.
The game pack contains batteries. It may be damaged if game pack is removed or inserted with the power on, or the power switch is turned rapidly on and off.
Yeah, it's one of the super early games that actually use save files. I think the very first game to ever use save.
That means your
Was-
save files are probably dead. I'm guessing the battery in there is not.
Probably not. It's probably not great. Probably will work if you leave it to you're playing it a lot, but
To what extent do you put your SFM sources and credits? The way I normally do it is anything that's pronounced, anything that comes with SFM, I don't. But anything that's pronounced, so like, if I would normally put these building models, I'm not going to put the tree. I'm not going to put the grass. I'm not going to put this. This. It depends on how visible this is. I don't think this is pronounced enough, so I probably won't. Plus, I don't know if I even know if I have credits for that. Who made this map on the bottom? Probably going to leave that out too, because you're just not seeing that much. But any of the characters I will. But credits always get interesting with it because how deep do you want to go? Because like Ericor made these models, but he used the previous as a base. So do you credit Justain for the work that they did for the previous one? But then that was based on Naka's model. So do you also include Naka for that? But Naka's were based on KP Shadow Squirrels. So is KP Shadow Squirrel need to be credited? It gets really gray area when it comes to model usage. Because everybody builds off of everybody else, but do you only credit the last person in the line? I just kind of pick a way to do it and go with it and hope it's nobody gets yelled or nobody yells at me.
if they do, give them the credit.
I never expected somebody will try to pronounce my nick, but sometime later I started using Twitch. I always try. I'm just really bad at it. I feel bad not trying, because going like, hey you, how's it going, you? No, that feels like you're copping out. Yes, I wanted to join the stream long ago, but time zone difference. Yeah, I wish I could stream earlier. I stream when I do because I normally get off work between 4 and 5. And by the time I get home, like today, I was rushing because by the time I got home 8 and had to deconstruct the podcast setup in here, I just didn't have the time. That's why we started 10 minutes late.
Awesome, awesome.
But
Crazy.
yeah, so I really wish I could start earlier, but it's just day job.
My glasses are so smudged, can't see out of them anymore. So I'm just gonna drink. Oh, look at that. That's fancy.
I had some It's out.
It's not out.
No, not enough to. Unless you want to just like toss it at it, but
Yeah, but it'll work.
I have a refill somewhere. I just have to fill that up. You have a 2-hour commute?
Yeah, look at that.
No. I have, no, actually, if I'm working from home, it's easier. But if I'm at the office, it's only an 8-minute commute. But it's more of if I get off at, like, say I get off at 5, it'll take me like maybe 10 minutes to get here. So it's like 5:10. But then if I want to make some food and eat it, that's going to take me like 15 to 20 minutes, maybe, depending on what we're doing. If I'm making a pizza, maybe a little less. But like today I was reheating leftovers, so it took a little bit more time. So then you're down to maybe a half hour. And it usually takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to normally set up. But because I had to tear apart the podcast setup, that took me an extra 10 to 15. So now it's already like literally if I rushed 6 o'clock. So yeah, I wish I could do it earlier, but I just no options. You can just like unscrew it and just pour it out.
Yeah, me on the other hand, I just sit at home all day
Darling,
and then
awesome,
watch him like struggle, and I laugh. It's true. Also, if I tried to help him when he is like, he'd murder me. I'm well aware of that. If I came over like, actually, if you did this, he would immediately take my rip my head off and throw it in a corner somewhere to deal with later.
Probably. No, like today, because I have to unplug, because we do the live stream live, I have to pull off the cam link. But because of how the VM thing works, if I unplug it, I'm plugging it back in afterwards. Sometimes the hot swapping doesn't work. So then I have to restart the whole server. And when I did that today, because I'm waiting, I need to order, what do they call it? A ghost, the way I have things plugged in, it's always defaulting to my graphics card, but I have to have it default to the other one. So I always have to remember to unplug the video cable. And this kind of time I forgot to. So then I had to unplug the video cable. Otherwise, the RAID goes through the video cable, but then I can't bypass the video card because it's being taken. It's a super annoying process I have to go through. And I'm going to order a little thing to make it a little easier. But it's like a dummy plug for your HDMI, so it doesn't do that. It's just it's only after podcasts, so it's every other Tuesday. That's a little annoying. Well, actually next week too, because we got to record 2 weeks in a row. Michael, where's your big Luna plush? It is upstairs. I'm guessing,
sitting on top of the bookcase.
Oh, I didn't question the choice because America and cars. Oh,
no,
no, yeah, maybe. The reason I kind of like living.
The reason I kind of like living.
No,
kind of.
The one reason I like living where I am is I am super close to work. I don't touch freeway. I don't even touch the entrance to a freeway or by a freeway. I go under one, but it's just an overpass, no ramps. And I'm actually close enough that I could bike. There's actually one of our satellite offices that I went to recently, a much nicer one that is only about 2 to 3 minutes away. It is literally just down the road and around the corner, and I'm there. It's a third the distance to the normal office. So, no, I'm pretty close. I used to drive half hour to work, and having an hour of your day gone just for transportation, it's such a waste.
You say that knowing that I have a 25-minute drive to work and back.
Yeah.
Here's your thing.
Why'd you wrap it?
It's easier to hand it back to you.
Why is it all wet?
The cloth? Because I used it.
Jeez. Probably spit on it.
I blew my nose. We're looking. You know, I've never played a Dragon Quest game. I bought one because he kept recommending it to me, but I haven't played it yet.
Yes, not that one. Yeah. Dragon Quest 11, amazing game. Like, I have all the achievements because the game is just so good. That is, if you want a good JRPG to play,
maybe I'll pick it up next time I can have a time to sit down and just play a single player game.
Did you already get it?
I've had it for like a year.
Because they had that update recently where you can play it in the full 2D now. This is the version that isn't, but this is one of my favorite RPGs. Probably, if I had to pick my top 5, this is probably on it, even including all my original, like, long time ago ones, because it was just so good. I loved it. Even after I beat the game, did everything, unlocked everything, I still wanted to keep playing. There was nothing left to do, but I still wanted to keep playing.
Haven't finished this one yet.
No.
Behind.
To think Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest were created by 2 different companies that are now one. The way I see it now is Final Fantasy is trying to redefine our JRPG a little bit and is trying to be edgy and different, while Dragon Quest is the one that tries to stay traditional. So the game is very, very much the normal JRPG feel compared to any of the others. But that's what was kind of good about it. It was they do try some new things, but nothing that breaks the mold. It's always, you go in there, you know what you're going to get. But the story was great. Everything was voice acted. All the characters were interesting, and it was a masterpiece. What is it rated?
Honestly, though, if I had to compare 2 JRPGs, the 2 I played most recently, which was Final Fantasy 15 and Octopath Traveler. I enjoyed Octopath Traveler more.
Why is it suddenly a mixed? List of the original game to make users buy this game again for the DLC. No, you can still play. I can still play this one. Like, I can go play now. Like, why are people complaining? I have to play it again to play it. No, you don't. You own it. Yes, you can't, like, get some of that extra content, but oh darn.
Are they upset that this version doesn't have the DLC?
They didn't just. It's one thing if you do like a slight update. No, it basically was they added the whole game on top of the game because you can play it all in 2D and do they have a link to it? Yes. No, you can play the entire game in 2D, like original format. You can go and play it exactly the same, and you can swap back and forth. As long as, but there's certain checkpoints where the swapping works, but you can go and play the game all in 2D and then go right to the end of the game and play in 3D. It's super cool.
I did kind of enjoy looking back when I was playing the remake of Diablo 2. And they let you swap back and forth between the remake and the original. And I realized in that moment that I have a lot of nostalgic vision for that game. Because I was playing the remake, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, this looks exactly... I'm just playing the same game I played when I was young. It's exactly the same. They didn't change anything, really. I guess they optimized it or something, but I'm like, same game. And then I'm like, hey, there's a button to go back to the way it used to look. I'm sure it's not that... Oh. That's bad.
I worked in an office where the boss demanded we arrive 45 minutes prior to shift to handle emails without pay. They can't do that. If they required it, then you could easily get somebody else involved, and they would say no. Actually, if they force that, you can just document it, and as long as you have proof showing that they made you do that, if they did get in trouble for it, you could basically have them force you to pay that. And it would probably be, if it was over 40, overtime pay. So you could just get them trapped into paying you a crap load of money. And they can't do anything about it. You might...
Unless you work salary, and then you're kind of just screwed.
Well, at that point, that's probably not what that is. But if it's salary, that's why... I work salary, but we have special rules against working over 40. So because of reporting regulations that we have to follow, so we have no choice. We literally can't work over 40, and if they make us do it, they get in such big trouble that they tell you do not work over 40.
The way my work is, I'm also salary. My boss is pretty cool, and he lets us go home early a lot on Fridays, but the reason we're on salary is sometimes we'll get pulled away for like a whole week for a convention. To work a convention, and they're not going to pay us extra for that. That's just part of our job.
I used to work salary non-exempt for a place, which means I was salary, but I could get overtime. So it just meant that I didn't have to time my hours. I didn't have to say clock in at 8, leave at 4.
Yeah.
I just said I worked 8 hours. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, we don't even do that.
But when we did travel, it got really messy for time because they'd be like, some places will let you charge your time. Like as soon as you leave your door to start heading to an airport, you could start charging time. But with where I was, I couldn't. My travel day was not a paid day, but it was taking my time away, but it wasn't allowed.
It's nice to be on salary with my job at least, just because like if my boss lets me go home 2 hours early one day, which happens, not crazy often, but often enough that it's nice, then yeah, my pay doesn't change. I still make the same amount. But then if I'm called away for a weekend to work a convention, my pay doesn't change. It's the same no matter what I do. So it's a give and take, but it works.
You mean the Final Fantasy created by Squaresoft and Dragon Quest created by Enix? Yeah, actually, Enix. I have a game by Enix from PlayStation. It was Robotic Alchemic Drive, which is funny because it has nothing. It's not a JRPG. It's just a big robot game, but it's from Enix. I still own it. I think I kept some of the more nostalgic games for me. The game had some really neat, like interesting controls. Yeah, this happened. Corporate had to pay us as consultants, and the manager got fired. Okay, good, because sometimes, like, if you push back on that, you can get the money, you can get paid for it, but then you probably lose your job because they're not going to keep somebody there that had sued the company or something. Yeah. So at least in that way, it worked out to your benefit in both sides. But yeah, it's managers are assholes. No, they can never force you to do it. They can tell you whatever they want, but as long as you know your rights. I had a boss once that I figured out what a coworker was making, and I realized that they had started well after me and they were making more than me, and they didn't do nearly as much work. And because she needed help with her taxes. And so, and I helped out, and that's when I learned that. And so I went to my boss in regards, and it got brought up. I'm like, well, I know how much this person makes now, and it's, I want more. And it ended up working on my benefit. I ended up getting a raise from it. But as I was leaving his office, he told me, he goes, and just know that you shouldn't be sharing salaries with each other. And I'm like, by law, I can. Like, yeah. What are you going to do? You can tell me no, but I know that you can't literally do anything about it. So too bad.
Yeah, they just don't want you sharing salaries.
Yeah, they don't want you sharing salaries. And because if you learn that somebody else is making more than you, then all it comes is, well, now I want more. And you have an actual thing to point at to get more. Yeah. No, sharing salaries technically within a workplace would only benefit those making the least. Mm-hmm. So it's not a bad thing, but most people feel uncomfortable with it. So
no, I encourage it.
It depends. Like with where I am now, there's other people that, based on certain things that I do and my background or whatever, I'm making more than some other people would that are in a very similar position. And then but there is no way that they could get up to that because they don't have those check boxes. And it's like, it feels like I got more than I should have. And so I'm trying, it's more of like, well, why can they do that? And they're like, we can't do it for you. And it's like, yeah, I just don't want to put them in that position. So I keep it hush hush. I'm also kind of a Kingdom Hearts. I played the first one, never played any since.
I kind of felt like Final Fantasy 15 kind of stole the formula from Kingdom Hearts a little bit. It's very, very similar in its gameplay.
Well, it's
Square Enix. So
it's an action RPG that's not really a new formula. It's what made Kingdom Hearts special was everything else around that. The combat system to me was nothing fancy, and I don't
casting spells and stuff and using potions.
Oh, casting spells, yeah, that's definitely unique to Kingdom Hearts.
Well, while in the hack and slash kind of third person thing was
I don't think that's unique to that in any way. Kingdom Hearts was I think it was a lot further back and a lot more fantastical, and also it was cartoony. And I think that you could say there's similarities, but they only die a few words in.
I feel like the very first game to use that kind of battle strategy probably was Devil May Cry, the original one, because they couldn't have done that in 2D. That was definitely when 3D came around, they started doing it in 3D.
And if you remember with Devil May Cry, the whole like juggling people in the air was not actually intended. It was like, oops. This is a mechanic that we didn't mean to put in, but people that were testing it enjoyed it so much they made it a game mechanic, which is I love stuff like that. Hello, Kirby. I really hope they use new Disney movies in Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see. Did they ever mix Marvel in?
I don't know, but it's my understanding they're mixing the real world in. Our world.
Because they already have a contract with Square Enix because they made the Avengers game. I wonder if they mix in Avengers character. But I'm too tired. I'm tired of them using Hercules so many times.
Star Wars would work really well. I think they would hit up Star Wars before they hit up any of the Avengers.
That would be so many crossovers, though. I can understand sticking with Disney because that fits the aesthetic. Going to Star Wars or Marvel maybe a little bit, but
Keyblades versus lightsabers. Come on, man.
Yeah, but it feels like I don't feel like they were a different aesthetic. Kingdom Hearts looks great, but the constant random spawn grind spoiled the game for me. The one thing I remember the most about the first one was you could do like the gummy ships or whatever, and you could build your own ships.
That's fun.
And I built a Winnebago that flew because of Spaceballs.
Yes.
And so I just flew around a Winnebago.
That is next level.
It was so fun. It was just a chonking thing.
I remember building the battle cruiser from StarCraft. That was like my nerd out. That was my other nerd out thing. When I was playing that game. I played the first two. I've never played 3 or 4 for that matter.
I only played one. I played one, I played it through, and then I guess I just didn't care enough after that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the consoles to play the other ones. Like, there was a bunch that came out from the Nintendo handheld systems and everything else, and there was like cell phone games, and you had to have played them all to get the whole story. It got kind of crazy. Like Kingdom Hearts, like story wise, is kind of just a jumbled mess. I just haven't had the time for a lot of like single player games either. So
I don't like getting. I always have difficulty starting a single player game because of the time investment. I'll enjoy a game at first, but then I'll hit a hump where it's like I feel like I want to do something else. But if I can get past that, then I just get sucked in super hard, and I can do nothing but play that for a while. And normally, when we're trying to do podcasts and recording stuff, it's our streams and getting animation done stuff and convention prep. It just feels like getting sucked in something like that is just detrimental. Like I kind of did that with Outriders a bit because I was just burning through that for a while, but now I'm just end game with it, so it's not a thing to worry about.
I feel like you're accomplishing more when you're socializing while playing a game too, and you can't really do that with like Kingdom Hearts, or not unless you have somebody sitting on the couch next to you, which is kind of what I did when you were playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, what do you mean by being productive in a game or in?
No, I mean like socializing. Like I consider like socializing somewhat productive, more so than just playing a game by yourself. Like if you're playing a multiplayer game, then you're socializing with friends at the same time.
Oh yeah. But even then, if I'm playing a game with a lot of talking, sometimes being on like Discord with people talking too, it feels like I'm just kind of distracted from that. That's why I love roguelites, because like roguelikes and roguelites are great because I can just jump in and kind of play it, and I can still interact with people fully. I've been playing a little bit of Vampire Survivors, but otherwise, like, there's one there. There's Dead Cells. There's Curse of the Dead Gods. Those are all like roguelites, and that I enjoy.
I'll be happy to finish getting all the audio for the mod I'm working on, because then when I'm doing the other stuff that's not the audio, it'll be easier to talk to people while I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to talk to people while working on it, but I kept having to like re-listen to things because somebody would get loud and be like, "Oh, I can't hear," and I wasn't gonna like tell them to shut up, but I couldn't finish the mod either, so kind of just been playing a movie on low in the background. I'll work on it.
Kingdom Hearts story is kind of complicated. Also, the release schedules just seem really effed up. It kind of seemed like they put a game out on like the Advance or something, but it was kind of the part of the main story. So characters for that popped up suddenly in the mainline games, but they expected you to know who they were. Mm-hmm. Like that's a little stupid.
It was all over the place. I think there was even a cell phone game you had to play to get some of the story, like a mobile game.
Yeah, no. I'm glad that most companies have kind of backed away from pushing mobile too hard. Like, I think the new Diablo game that was on mobile is coming to PC soon, and their big thing was they're going to do it because, well, they want it. I think they prefer to have it on mobile, but they just know that everybody would just emulate it on PC, so they're just going to put it on PC.
It's not hard. I emulated Fallout Shelter on the PC.
Yeah, and they have it where you can get that on the PC, but
Yeah.
I think it's free. I don't know. I haven't played Fallout Shelter for eons.
I played Fallout Shelter on the PC, and it was actually a lot of fun. I tried playing that thing on my cell phone. I couldn't. It was just the screen's too tiny.
I played it on
The volt is too big.
on phone for the longest time. I always laugh because the Fallout Shelter was announced, I think, just after MLP MSP 1, and Adam was visiting at my apartment, and we were watching on the Sunday night after the convention, the headline thing for it. And when they said that the Shelter was being released that moment for Apple, Adam literally got up, went right up to the TV, and just screamed. It was hilarious.
Sounds like Adam.
It was a very Adam thing. Adam the Amazing, you're talking.
64. I asked him about the 64 once.
He likes Nintendo 64s.
At the time.
Well, yeah, because his cutie mark, I think, on his phone is an N64 logo.
Is it?
Yeah.
His OC is atrocious.
No, I love his OC.
It's so like, I made this in MS Paint.
I didn't think that was going to pop up.
Gotta put it in the 64. There you go.
Yeah, but like the colors are all Nintendo, but I swear he had a logo on there.
I've only ever seen those.
Why is my name coming up?
Because you guys are friends.
I guess. But yeah, all his colors are. I'd like his OC, because actually the first picture there,
Yeah.
do you know who drew that?
It looks like Denise.
Yep, it was my sister. But yeah, I swear he had an N64 logo for his thing.
No idea. I just know his is like the pony with the like I picked blue off the bar in MS Paint, and I picked yellow off the bar in MS Paint.
Hey, his OC is cool. Do you see this? He's got sunglasses.
He does have sunglasses.
Yeah, and in this one too. But that's
what he's doing now.
Yeah, he's doing all the Fall Guys things.
Because you don't have to lip sync them. I'm so convinced that's the main reason.
Also, because he's probably one of the few people that does really detailed animations using the characters, and they're low effort compared to some others, so it just fits.
He gets a lot of feedback, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can. There was a fastly growing fandom. That's probably not the best word for that. A hastily growing fandom, and he was there at the right time, and so he just took advantage.
I feel like I don't hear about that game as much as I used to.
Oh, they're still like on season 6 or something. I think the super hype is gone, but there's still a pretty dedicated group playing it.
Yes, but you can't poop them or give them like fuzzy hugs. So
You could. What if they had a pony Fall Guy?
where would you boop it? It's just got like a plate for a face. It's trash. I said it. Let's start a fandom war right now.
I gotta put it right here.
Boop it between the eyes. Just like boop. Feel like it would somehow like open up a mouth that is just its entire face. Something. Rip your hand off.
Still Fallout Shelter on my phone. I wonder what my Voltos are doing. Yeah, I played that pretty consistently for a few months, maybe. But it just it now there's a lot more content, but back then I basically had everybody maxed out. Most of them had great gear. There was just not much left to do in there.
Darling.
I just imagine it's like Tamagotchis, where if you don't check up on your vault dwellers, they're just dead after like a week. Remember those things? You ever have one of those?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did. If you were a kid in the 90s, you had a Tamagotchi.
I had an Xbox that essentially worked that way. I had a soft modded Xbox.
Yeah.
And if the only way it could maintain the mod is if the on system battery never died. Mm-hmm. So or something like you could unplug it from the wall, but if you kept it unplugged for too long, it would get stuck in an infinite clock loop. So like you had to keep it plugged into the wall. So for many years, I had my Xbox in the closet, plugged in with a cord underneath the door out to an outlet just to keep it plugged in.
You had to keep him alive.
Yeah. So yeah, essentially it was that way. It's been unplugged now. So I've never turned it on. If there's going to be a time for that battery going to be dead, the last 15 years probably did it.
Tamagotchis were the weirdest toy. It's just a thing you had to feed and clean up its poop, and that was the game. Feed it, clean up its poop. Feed it, clean up its poop.
But it was cool because it was like a little handheld device. It's like Digimon. Digimon Season 3, the best season.
I just love the thing where you take care of this little digital creature and it gets older and it's all happy and stuff. But everybody who had a Tamagotchi, and like except for maybe one weird person somewhere, eventually got bored. Eventually got bored of the thing and just let it die. Like, you know what? No, he said to the Tamagotchi child. It's like, you bore me now. I'm gonna let you starve. Because that's what it did. He didn't just turn it off. It starved. in a pile of its own feces.
Wait, now you're adding context.
No, because that's what happened. They would poop all over the place. And then you had to clean up the poop. And if you didn't clean up the poop, then it just walked around and poop. And then if you didn't feed it, it would literally just starve in a pile of poop.
Okay, so
am I wrong?
I think Michael is just defining himself and what I have to deal with. If I don't feed this man, I just find him in a pile of poop.
Dead. It's true. If he gets bored of me, I'm dead. I will not survive.
Darling. Awesome. Apples.
Parent simulator, kind of.
They actually use those in my middle school like health class.
Did you kill yours?
I know you had to keep it alive for a week for a grade, and then you turned it back in. I don't know what happened to it after that. I'm assuming they all died in like the.
I know, but I thought you killed yours or something.
Well, yeah. Eventually, you just get bored. I do remember having a sumo wrestler Tamagotchi at one point, and I was playing with that for a really long while. But eventually, I just got bored. But I do remember eventually coming back to it, picking it up for like a second, and being like,
the sumo wrestler was covered in poop.
He was just dead. He couldn't take care of himself. I let my sumo wrestler die. Kitty.
Kitty's outside.
Did you see Kitty? Out of the corner of your eye.
I just saw something move out the window. I look this way and I can see him out the corner of my eye.
Yes.
Yeah, it was, the neighbor has an outdoor cat. But the cat only goes to like one tree and then a log and then goes back in. The one time it would randomly go out into the forest, but then there's like the one time that it just screamed bloody murder because something happened out there, and then
like a squirrel attacked it or something.
I have no idea.
I think there is a small pond out there, and
there's one a little bit that way, but the cat doesn't go that far.
Yeah. 'Cause I see ducks over there sometimes. You don't want to mess with ducks, like giant birds. They'll attack a cat.
Or looking up a little bit for Sunset. Same with Final Fantasy X-2, and I miss an opportunity to get a third armor set. I refused to grind through a whole new playthrough to get all three. Final Fantasy X-2 was
a mistake. A bad idea.
It had great music. Like I love the music from Final Fantasy X-2, some of the best music in the series. But the game,
the music felt so out of place for a Final Fantasy game.
No, okay, the pop songs, yes. But the intro song was a very Final Fantasy, Memories of Lights and Waves. I know how to play it on a piano.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things I know how to play. It's no that one. 1,000 Years was a song that was very similar to the one that was sung in the ship in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
So
Okay. It was the pop music that was out of.
yeah, there was the not just the pop music, but the pop everything. Like we saved the world from a evil creature, and now we're K-pop stars. It's like what?
It was so bad.
That just didn't make any sense. And we run around with pistols.
Like, you would think she would go around continuing to be a priestess revered by all for saving the world. No.
But no, she wants to shake her ass.
Yeah, she wants to shake her ass for people. Like a high priestess who grew up her entire life essentially living by a strict code. And now she's just
code?
a strict code of conduct. And now she's like, guess the world's saved. Time to shake it up on stage for a bunch of cheering maniacs. It was weird. It didn't feel right.
No, it didn't. But they just wanted to cash in on the success, and they were also trying to play around with the class system that they haven't done since I think it was Final Fantasy V. Which it didn't work all that great, but it was nice to see them do an attempt at it. No, I don't get the sequel thing. I think 12 never had a 12 anything. 12 was just by itself. 13 then had almost 3 sequels. They had Final Fantasy 13, then they made 2 sequels, and they were going to make a 3rd sequel, but Final Fantasy 13 Versus, but then they ended up, the scale of it was getting so big, they ended up just scrapping the idea, took all the resources, and made Final Fantasy 15. Yeah. Final Fantasy 15 is essentially 13 Versus with just a different story. Actually, I don't even know how much it changed the story, or how much there was a crossover.
Yeah, I remember seeing the old magazine saying Final Fantasy 13 Versus, and the whole thing was supposed to be, the 13 Versus basically was the people who were originally from Squaresoft, who still worked for Square Enix, who weren't getting as much say in what Final Fantasy was supposed to be. Basically, they were like, okay, you guys keep saying you can do it better, do it. And that's what Final Fantasy 15 eventually turned into.
And then it was a juggernaut, so... Yeah.
So the people from Squaresoft knew what they were doing, and the people... I never played 13. I heard 12 was Hallway Simulator.
Yeah, I got 12 on Switch. I couldn't finish it. It was a little rough. 13 was more of a hallway simulator to me, because at least 12 felt like there was a big open environment. 13 literally felt like you had one path to go and you couldn't deviate from it at all. Yeah. There was no open world unless you got to like the one like big open area for farming enemies. That kind of worked, but it was only in one part. And then that was at the end, I think after you beat the game. 13 was goofy. 13's first sequel is absolutely horrid, because it has you going back and forth through time, but it's like they wanted to make a game and instead made half a game and then just have you go rewalking the areas over and over again. So that didn't work out very well. I never played Lightning Returns. I heard it was much better, but still, at that point, it's like, because the first game's like, we're gonna save the world, and then in this other one, it's like, I'm in a halfway world between universes, and like it's my destiny to do something. Like it made no sense. Like the story is just felt like a band-aid on a band-aid to make it work.
Yeah. Final Fantasy games had a pretty rough period there for a while, but after 10, for me, it was after 10 all the way to 15. Like, there was everything in between that just did not appeal to me.
Yeah, I'll agree. I did play 13 because I got it on a sale, just to, give it a shot. But I will say that until 15 was what gave me hope for the series again.
Yeah. I mean, I played the heck out of 11. Still don't recommend it. Yeah. I mean, it kind of made sense if 10 was the last Final Fantasy that Squaresoft made as a company, and then 15 was the first Final Fantasy where the former employees of Squaresoft were like, hey, let us do it. Some of them clearly know what they're doing.
Hello, Jinxie. Or you're just saying, because what is it, past midnight for you? Probably past midnight for you.
I'll sleep. Why'd you do that, Sunset? It's like evil. You're not supposed to torture your Tamagotchi to death. You're supposed to just forget about it and let it die on its own.
Darling. Darling.
Like a good parent.
Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome.
This didn't work before when I zeroed it. Something is goofy here.
Oh, Jinxie.
Technically it's working, but it does that weird jump thing. I'm kind of concerned what that was.
And the one Final Fantasy song that's forever gonna be stuck in my head is Eyes on Me.
Is what?
Eyes on Me from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was probably the first Final Fantasy song in a game that had lyrics.
Yeah. Which is a little odd because I remember seeing video games long before that had like ending credit songs that had lyrics. But when they started singing Eyes on Me in Final Fantasy VIII, it kind of just like I hung on every word of that song because it was just so amazing to hear lyrics in a Final Fantasy game.
It feels like ages since I caught a stream. New job making it rough to catch these. Well, thank you for coming nonetheless. We're actually going to be ending basically in a minute here. But I actually got
Oh yeah, horsies.
good amount done. Like, for the most part, I just have to add a little bit of motion to rarity at the very end of this. And I can, actually do the both of them because they're both kind of moving very little. But besides that, like, I feel comfortable at least marking this one as being orange. So
no, it's pretty cool when I space out from what you're working on, and then I space back in, and there's a bunch of extra stuff done, and I'm like, wow, when did that happen?
Books? Awesome.
Okay.
yeah, I got to give Michael.
Don't just good little smirk. That smirk. I actually like Pinkie Pie in this scene too. She's pretty cute. She's super bounce. And that face isn't as cute. Too much teeth. That face is okay. I like that was cute.
This one?
Yes.
Intensifies friendship.
It's okay that you're my least favorite of the main 6 Pinkie Pie. You're still a cute horse. Oh no, that's the creepy smile.
It's like, we're gonna be murdered. Hi, Michael.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die, Michael.
When the pinky sense tops out, yes. She's like, oh, that's the drugs kicking in. I like that meme I posted with Pinkie Pie earlier today where it just says, meet someone. Tell them that you're cheese to meet them. It's like
she's very happy.
The police can never find enough evidence to convict you for the crime. The case goes cold. Meet someone. It's just the repeating meme. I see a crazy horse. Look at them. They look like they're beatboxing.
She's so happy though. Look at her.
Look a rainbow. She's like, pop, 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 pop.
She's trying to blink.
They're rocking out.
She's just punching herself.
No.
But all right. But yes, we made some progress, so that is good. To me, the actual animating of that, where I'm moving from keyframes to smoothing it, it takes the least amount of actual brain power because it's just about poking at things until they just don't feel weird. It's the before and the after of that part that take the actual brain power. So, but yeah, with that, we just need to clean up there and then animate this, animate that, and we're actually done. So the cleanup on this one's already started. Twilight's mostly done. Her ears aren't done.
Awesome. Apples. Party. Books. Apples. Awesome. Apples.
I love Rainbow. She's so animated.
Oh.
Like, awesome.
Apples. Books. Party. Apples.
Feels like a hiccup.
It's really coming together.
So, yes, it is. So, It is, and then I got to figure out what I want to do for the after or for like credits bits because I usually like to add something after the fact. Maybe I should have her sitting like in a bathroom with a soap in her mouth.
It's like you're being like carted away by like an insane asylum with her mouth taped shut.
Just in a cage,
Yes.
like full bars and everything, just being carted.
Straight jacket.
Yes.
He's going crazy.
One Winged Angel is kind of a menacing song. Have you ever heard of Black Mages, the band? If you haven't, that is something to check out. Nobuo Uematsu made a band and it's called Black Mages. So the original
He did all the music
Composer.
all the way from 1 to 9.
yeah, so he's the original composer of Final Fantasy, and then he made a band called Black Mages, and it's basically all the songs from Final Fantasy, but he redid it with an actual like rock band. And I think like per CD it was only like 6 songs, but it's pretty neat. We actually, by me, it wasn't with Michael, it was me and my sister and another friend went to a Final Fantasy concert that was in Minneapolis here. I think it was just before COVID, like 2019 maybe. And it was a live show. So it was at an orchestra hall, and it wasn't that full, but I swear half the audience was cosplay of different characters from Final Fantasy, and listening to a full orchestra playing like all the Final Fantasy music was super cool. And they had like a bunch of like pre-rendered video of the different game things as they went. They had singers come out for it. It was pretty fun. And apparently he wasn't there, but Nobuo Uematsu likes to actually travel the world to go and watch these concerts too.
Sometimes he'll take over as the conductor, which I think is pretty rough for the conductor there. Like,
No, because that guy he's used to it. So it's for him, it's probably just like, go right ahead. They actually had, the one of them that was interesting was the Balam Garden song. So the song, if you ever remember being in Final Fantasy VIII within Balam Garden, the original composition for that no longer existed. So when they were making this orchestra concert, they had full Square Enix blessing to do everything, but they had requested that song written music from them, and they said, we just don't have it anymore. It's literally gone. So this orchestra made the entire song up based on hearing by ear. So they rebuilt the entire song.
which song was that?
The Balam Garden song. So the
Okay.
song when it's always playing when you're in the school.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a one you remember hearing the most. But yeah, it was, I don't, actually maybe I do have, no, I haven't moved everything from my hard drive in that regard. So I don't think, I got rid of
hard
the,
drives.
I did some registry modifications to get rid of stuff over here.
Doo-doo.
I'm guessing it's empty. Yeah, it is. So I don't have it on here anymore. It's on my other hard drive still. But anyway, we're going to be good for today. We're going to be back on Friday. Michael had mentioned before that Pony Game came out tomorrow, but he was lying. So we're not doing that tomorrow.
I wanted to believe.
Who's streaming right now? We got AZ and Fiora. I think we rated AZ last time, so we're going to send you to Fiora this time. I did follow a couple new people, but they're just timing that works out. So, playing Godlike Burger, whatever the hell that is. So I'm guessing it has something to do with Burger. So if you want to stick around, if you want some channel points, that looks interesting, I guess. So, and let's go to Kitty. No, that's a BRB. There we go. So thanks, guys, for hanging out. We'll talk to you later.
Yes.
I think we're going to be doing normal stream on Friday, and then we're going to figure out what we're doing on Sunday, because Bear Trauma kind of broke. But thank you for the cheers to Soul Kitty, Ellen Void, Jurassic, and Sir Edward. And thank you for the follow to Kuru. I must have missed that one. That was an hour ago. Well, thank you very much for the follow. So.
Now I was really hoping my Tamagotchi would grow up to take care of me someday, and instead he died in the dresser drawer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was me, and then that started weird.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.